I went for a break. Come back, look at this. This was clean before I went on break. I just scared off a crow, and he did all this while I was gone. And I'm gonna have to pull it out and spray it off again, and then they'll probably just come back and do it again. What the heck is that? Holy sh! Oh my god. Let's see, some of those buff out. I'm gonna do some crow hunting. Anyways, after I was rudely interrupted by the crows yet again, I was gonna say the goal for today will be to start working on the ceiling here. I was kind of looking at it, and the way these skylights are 1.5 inches out, so I gotta fur out all of this and figure out how to nail the boards and how they're gonna go. So I gotta figure it out as I go. So here's the ceiling material. It's just tongue and groove cedar 1x6. So I got a bunch of that. Kind of various lengths. I got some 8 foot, 10 foot, and 12 foot. And that should be enough to do the ceiling of inside this atrium here, and also the porch out there. Well, so far so good, I guess. I went ahead and I overhung all this stuff, so hopefully when I lay those pieces going up, it looks good. If not, otherwise I'll cover it with some trim. But I figured I'd try to get just a simple corner without trim. And if it looks ugly, then I'll cover it. Oh, I'm so glad today's over. And I got that up there. I haven't even stood back and looked at it yet. The wind is still going. It's been windy for a week. Oh yeah, that looks snappy. But I've been looking at this stuff here. I've got just the right amount of these special black can lights, but I need to order 2 more of these generic 4-inch lights. And they're the retrofit variety. I've been walking around figuring out what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to put one there, and one there, and there. So basically four under this area. I'm going to put 3 in the soffit on this side here. I'm going to put 1 centered on the atrium, 1 down in that space, and 1 down on the far space. So it'll kind of light up the siding there and light up the siding down there. And once I get those can lights in, then I can continue filling in all the trim in here. There's also the air intake has to go in. Lots of work. Okay. I'm going to try to leave enough slack so that if I ever have to take it out from the inside, I can do it. But I might be screwing myself a little bit. As long as these work, I'll make sure all these work before I seal this up. Alright, they all work first try. So everything's linked up now. All those guys are on. Looking pretty epic at night. Still got a little glow going on. Oh yeah, that is cool. It's really cool. It's like it's enough light shining off the porch that it's lighting up the soffit on the front. Very similar to the soffit there. The lighting really does make a world of difference. It's rainy again, so today I'm thinking I'm going to work on this porch here. Next, I'm actually putting the air intake for the house up in this skylight bay. And so by that I mean for the heat recovery ventilator we'll have for the house, its main intake will be right here, or its only intake really. Its fresh air intake will be located here. And speaking of the HRV, the exhaust is that vent down there. This guy. This is where the house will breathe from. And so it'll basically inhale from that spot and exhale over there. And I'm going to have it running continuously. This is kind of an ideal spot because it's so warm. It's probably the warmest corner. It's the south corner of the house. These skylights trap the heat, and so it's, you know, naturally going to warm that air. It's probably the warmest air around the whole house that I could grab from, you know, day or night. Alright, so I just put in this block here. I'm going to wrap this 1/2x6 fence boards, basically. Wrap it. And then I'll use the 1x6 coming straight up. And then the top, each piece will be cut at an angle. And I'll just nail into this and this. And up here, put this board in so that I could continue nailing them and then go that way. I just have to figure out what I'm going to do up here. So I got these wrapped first, and works nice. They like tuck up in here. There's a channel for them. Guess I should have showed you that first. But they tuck up in there, and that prevents condensation from forming, apparently. There's some instructions somewhere I could show you, maybe. I'll end up showing you on the inside ones. How about that? Anyways, the problem here is I need to deal with this here. See here, I left it hang out so that when I put this piece on, it's going to be pretty much flush. But this, I'm going to let it hang out like 1.5 inches. Mainly because the boards aren't even, and over there, see, that seam my math was wrong and I was off by like 1 inch. So anyways, I'm just going to scribe a line underneath here and cut it upside down and hopefully do a decent job of getting it fairly straight, and it'll have to be good enough. I'll do the same thing over there. Take a little lunch break, and then I'll start filling everything in. Oh yeah, look at that. That is gorgeous. Okay. That went a lot easier than I thought it would when I first looked at this thing. Cool. So now I just gotta cut a hole right in there, put in the duct, put in the stainless steel cap, and seal it all up, and then I can cross this bad boy off my list. At some point, I'm thinking I'm gonna put in a little screen that screens off that whole opening up a few inches, you know, or maybe just up a hair. I don't know. But that way, I'll keep the bugs. It seems like bugs like to collect up there. They get stuck up there, you know. You can already see one. There's a bee. But that'll keep them from getting sucked into the intake. do you think? Okay. Hope that wasn't too shaky. This thing's pretty shaky. Give you a sense of what it's like to work up here. Whoa, sorry. Sorry if I make you sick. So it's off center, but I think it looks good nonetheless. I ended up putting it off center because the supports for the trusses were all right in the middle. So it was either cut and modify all the trusses or just simply move it to the side. So off to the side it went. I could put a fake one there. You can't even see the intake until you're like right under it. So I just got to wrap that post, wrap that beam, and I got to touch up, paint everything, touch up all the nails. A lot of touch up. I got some caulking to do still on the siding. I got one piece of cedar on the soffits that's been waiting for like a year to be nailed on. And there's one piece here that just needs to be nailed on too. I just need to get a ladder to it. Once I get this wrapped, then I can make the two railings and put the top caps. That's coming along. There's a lot of work in that atrium. So it was a good day. And I'm going to quit while I'm ahead and pick it up tomorrow.
What is this, Mom? What is this? What is
I'm not
this?
sure. I can't see it.
White thing or red?
Oh, look, I'm just. Do you want to ask me what is that?
That's red.
What is that red
Pipe.
thing? Yeah, those red pipes. Those are so that we can connect the garage radiant heating system with the house's radiant heat reservoirs. Okay, bye.